Hi there. We are out here today and Nate's going to be working on something and I'm going to be working on something. I'm basically just going to be walking around the garden and trimming off a lot of hosta blooms that are done and cleaning up weeds that have appeared. We've had tons of rain and sunshine, like rain during the nights and then sunshine during the day, and so the weeds are just making a grand old appearance as they do. And then Nate is going to be cutting up the wood slats on these pallets with his little saw he got, and I want to eventually use those as a path somewhere, kind of like the path I made over there that separates the Lollipop Lane and the gully. And so we'll get a little bit of that and a little bit of this, and hopefully you just enjoy the day hanging out with us in the garden. Okay, I got my apple. I wasn't feeling the greatest this morning, so oh, there's a giant weed. See that giant weed in there?
Yeah, they do.
Gotta get that out. Anyway, I wasn't feeling the greatest this morning, and you guys, I'm terrible. I'm a sugar freak. I could live off of black coffee, cookies, and donuts, and my life would be just fine. But my life would not be just fine because I would probably die. So anyway, instead of choosing the fudge, the chocolate fudge that we just brought back from Mackinac Island, I chose an apple. So I'm very proud of me. It's not nearly as good as fudge, but my body will thank me later. Oh, there's chipmunks everywhere. So much better. And the little mouse nest is still there. I don't see anybody in there though. Nobody's home. Let's grab a bag. I kind of cleaned this up too, remember? There was like a bunch of stuff right there. Sorry, I'll quit talking with my mouth full. Okay. I can't put my gloves on. To grab stuff. What else do I need? Probably my pruners. Oh, we'll get some plastic bags for poison ivy. We can find any of that. And I think we're good to go. I want to start back here and trim off this astilbe. It's obviously done blooming. I thought about, oh gosh, dare I say it, spray painting it. But I'm not gonna. I did actually spray paint one astilbe over there just to see what it would look like, because I seen somebody do it on Instagram or something like that and it looked really cool. But I think, and I'll show you guys what it looks like, but this is too much of a big hedge and I just want to cut it off basically. This is the Bridal Veil astilbe, so it had the beautiful white blooms, and the cool thing about it is it actually bloomed the week of my brother and new sister-in-law's wedding, so I was able to cut some of it for the flowers that I did for their wedding. So that was a really awesome thing. And I already see poison ivy, so I'm glad that I brought the bag out so I can collect that. So let's start getting all this Astobi trimmed back. Go in and go back as far as I can with these blooms and just cut them off just like that. They're super pretty. They might even be cool to cut and spray paint and put in an arrangement, but that's fine. I got like actual real blooming flowers that I don't have to spray paint. I wanted to do some of this in like real life motion so you can see how long it really takes me. I like the fast sped up versions too, because like some things take really long, and there's no way y'all are gonna want to sit here and watch that for that long. But sometimes it's just nice to watch things in regular motion, and it can be actually encouraging, because when you do see stuff in fast motion, sometimes it's like, oh man, they're making it look really easy. Well, sometimes it's not as easy as it looks. It's not as short as it looks. It takes a little bit more time. So that looks pretty good, that little section. I'll show you up close kind of the difference. So see how that's all still got the blooms on them, and it looks really pretty. I mean, it's super wispy looking, but being right here where people gather and swim and we're eating and stuff like that, it's nice to kind of have a more clean, sleek look. So we're gonna keep continuing to cut those back and then move around the side there. This is my Sum and Substance hosta. That was the first one that I bought. Nate and I bought it, gosh, I don't know, maybe like 7 years ago or something. And that's the one that my Aunt Mary told me about. I seen it at her and my Uncle Kurt's yard, and I was like, what is that hosta? She told me, and it was so cool. Like the next week, Nate and I were out shopping at Horrocks. Sometimes we go there. It's like this cool market, I guess. They got all kinds of different things, and we seen it there in a little tiny 4-inch container. And I can't remember to this day if I bought one of them or if I bought 3 of them. Knowing me, I probably bought 3 of them, but I just can't remember, because I've split them so many times that I don't know if that was the only one I bought and then I kept splitting. I don't know. Anyway, this is, if I had to pick my favorite hosta, I feel like that might be, if someone like said, I'll give you $1 million if you pick your favorite hosta, then I would say that's probably my favorite, Sum and Substance. But I've got lots of favorites. Here, Nate's already starting to cut that palette up there, so maybe we'll go up there and take a look at that too. While we're here, we'll just get another handful of these and kind of just taking our time today and going around the garden and doing a few maintenance things here and there. Okay, we'll get that little chunk and then we'll go see what Nate's doing. Sounds like he might have already got one of them done. Let's go check it out. I'm so excited because all the zinnias I thought I lost from the bunny are coming up, and it actually looks really pretty mixed in with all the other annuals that I threw in there. So pleasantly surprised at those. We haven't had nearly as many butterflies this year as we did last year, but I have seen seen monarch and a couple different kinds of the swallowtail. How's it going, Nate? Oh, he's got his headphones in. You good? Looks like he cut that whole chunk off. The rest of it's cut up. Last year, I think I left these on the plants, and then I ended up using them for winter decorations. I think I spray painted them and made a wreath maybe. So you can do that. But like I said, around the pool, I like, there's a weed, to have it a little bit more cleaner. Okay, we've got all this cut. Now I'm gonna get a bag and grab that poison ivy. There's a chunk of poison ivy, and then there's also a weed next to it. So I'm just gonna grab both of them. Yeah, I don't know if you can see that. That is the poison ivy. This is the weed. These are two separate ones. This is a weed, that's poison ivy. I'm just gonna go ahead and grab both. Right there. And then we'll go grab that other one. And again, there's the poison ivy there, and then these grasses around it. Just go ahead and grab those while I'm here, because in case the oil's got on that grass, I don't want to pick that with my... Oh, there's another one in there. Oh my gosh, I think it's like a vine. Shoot. Yeah, there's a vine in there. Let me see if I can find it. Oh yeah. There it is. Holy cow. I'm glad I've seen that. That's a big one. It's hiding in there. We're gonna go ahead and close that one up and get a new bag. Oh, there's a cool leaf bug right there. Let's see if I can get him. There we go, that looks pretty good. Hi there, buddy. Look at you. Wow. So cool looking. You're pretty neat. These ones down here. Actually, this one too, probably. And this one. I'll be fine. Alright, let's keep going. And then periodically I might go up and see how Nate's doing on the wood. But this is pretty much what we're doing today. Just cutting things back. Cleaning up. And actually, while I'm here, I think I'm gonna cut back my bleeding heart finally. I usually cut it back a lot earlier than this, but it looked really nice for a longer period of time than it normally does. So we'll get that cut back. This is such a great plant to have in your garden when it's springtime and there's nothing else blooming. This just pops right up super early and blooms for a really long time, and it's so magical looking. I love it. And then it's kind of nice, you can just cut it off like this and right back to the ground is how I cut it, like just like I'm doing right here, and it goes dormant and then returns next year. So that, well, that was poison, but it's got, that was cleaned up. And I had 3 of them in here. One of them, I think it just, if I remember right, I think it just disappeared. I'm not sure what happened to it. So this spring I went and bought another one and planted it in here. And is it gone? Oh my word, did that one disappear too? No way. I think that one just disappeared too. You guys, remember I went and bought 3 of them? Or a third one? Is it gone? Oh, no. Okay, it was right here. It's just, it was a lot smaller, so it probably just went dormant on its own. Okay, we're good. I was like, what the heck is going on? In the meantime, I was kind of planting these guacamole hosta in here so that when these bleeding hearts are gone, this kind of takes over, because these hostas don't pop up until, you know, after these have already bloomed out and stuff. So I might actually dig up a couple of these, split them, and continue that line that way, but we'll save that for another day. You don't get too many blooms on them. I'm not sure if Proven Winner bred them that way on purpose, because a lot of times people don't necessarily grow hosta for the blooms. I, on the other hand, really love the blooms, so I don't mind them at all, but I do know that a lot of people are not particularly fond of them. That one, in fact, doesn't have any on it. All right, let's move over to the Empress Woo and then the Great Expectations. Oh, I gotta get that Elegance one. Clip that off. Still got a little collection of plants I gotta get in the ground. This section right here is a complete mess. The raccoon, well, we're in Raccoon Alley, but the raccoon has been in here just digging up this ground so much. It's very, very wet soil in here, and so I imagine it's easy to dig, and he has just been taking complete advantage of it. And then the bunnies have actually been eating my Wrinkle in Time hosta down here. So we're having a bunny issue this year, and we've never had an issue before in the past, really. Maybe the first year we had a little bit of an issue that we moved in and built our house, but this, after 7-8 years now, this is the first time they've actually been attacking my plants. And so I'm finding out what hosta, or what plant rather, I guess, what plant and what hosta they eat. And then I'll know in the future if I do see a bunny issue starting to arise, I can put, you know, protective powder on that specific plant. Like right here, this fern is completely trampled on by the raccoon. It's like he came and just like laid a nest right there. Crazy. And you can see him out here at night. Like, well, we watch him out our window. There's like, I think a mom and 2 babies. And they're so cute. You guys, they're so cute. They're cute. The bunnies are cute. It's just really hard to be mad at them. Looks pretty good. Go up here. Trying to do most of this in real time so you can see how long it actually takes. But if it's getting too long or annoying, I can speed it up. This one, the grass always gets in along the edge here, so I'm going to go ahead and pull this grass as well. I'll probably speed that up. Sometimes I kind of like how the blooms stick through like that, like on that Francis William. It's just kind of popping through. It gives it a little bit more texture. Some of them, the ones that stand up super tall and long, aren't as cool, so I'll cut those. I'm going to go in here and clean up all the grass that's kind of creeping in there. And I'm debating on whether or not I want to keep the blooms on that astilbe. Oh, here's a weed. Oh, gotta get the root. Sometimes, like I said before, I like to keep the blooms because I like to use them in the wintertime, so I think I'll keep those ones, but we'll clean up the rest of the grass. I think we're good in Raccoon Alley. This is looking pretty good in throughout here. This is staying pretty clean. Usually this gets pretty weedy in here in the rock areas, but it's staying really nice. And this is getting a little weedy in throughout here. So we'll kind of clean this up, make sure there's no poison ivy. And then I do see some weeds popping up past that little pot right there in Bunny Boulevard. My brother's working on making me a sign for Bunny Boulevard, so hopefully I'll get that soon. Kenny? Kenny, can you hear me? Are you out there? Hopefully you're busy making the Bunny Boulevard sign. Get that out of there. And then there's just some grass in here. If I remember right, I don't think I got very much mulch on this section. I think I ran out of mulch and I was gonna get like 3 or 4 more bags to finish, and I just never did. So that's why this is kind of a little bit more weedier. I see a lot different types of, oh shoot, did I just grab poison ivy? Dang it. Oh no, I see a lot of different types of weeds after it rains. So this is one that pops up really fast after it rains. Well, I don't know what it is, but I get a lot of them in the really wet areas after a rain. That astilbe is looking so pretty. I moved that this spring. It was over there and it never really did much. And I thought, you know what, I'm gonna move it because I put a little path in through there and it looks the best it's ever looked. And I had high hopes for it because I kind of did the same thing with these Astobi. These were in a different spot a couple of years ago. I moved them all to this spot just to try them out and see if they would do better. And they did beautifully. They threw out tons of blooms on this year, and the foliage growth is amazing. So this is a nice little spot for Astobi for me. But I would never know that if I didn't move things around and try things differently. That's that weed that pops up with the rain a lot. This is the Virginia creeper. It looks a lot like poison ivy, but it has 5 leaves. Here, look at this. This is deceiving. So this, I'm gonna get a stick. This right here is poison ivy, and that's Virginia creeper. And you would think it's the same plant, but it's not. See how this has 5 leaves? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This has 3. Now I'm gonna separate this. You're gonna see these are 2 separate plants. See that? 2 separate plants growing right next to each other, and they look almost identical unless you were to count the leaves. So that's poison ivy, that's Virginia creeper. Nate, there's literally a poison ivy right next to a Virginia creeper right there. I just turned around and Nate was spying on me. Did you get done?
Yeah.
All right. How many pieces is it? Okay. Let's take a break and look at what he cut for us. Oh, wow. We got lots of pieces. And depending on where I put them, I could have you saw them in half.
Yeah.
And have more.
That last house was tough shape.
Was it? It's all right.
Yeah.
I think they look cool when they're kind of like gnarly looking. Wow, look at all that pretty wood. Alright, we're gonna work on this little spot down here. This is another one of the spots where I ran out of mulch and it had just bare dirt in here, and you can see the grass is taking over along with the Virginia creeper, and then there's also a patch of, Nate's gonna dump my stuff for me, poison ivy. 1, 2, 3, 4 that I see just out of the blue. I've also seen a giant poison ivy over there. No, I think what I want to do is just get more of this creeping Jenny from that hill over there and just chuck it full of this. That way I don't have to worry about the grass creeping in. Hopefully the creeping Jenny can kind of creep and take over. Okay, so I'm gonna get going on cleaning off this weedy mess. This is kind of what it looks like before. Tons of weeds in here, Virginia creeper, and then we'll get it cleaned up. I'm gonna go up here and collect some of this creeping Jenny on the hill. I'm basically just gonna pull this up, just like that. Got a little container here, and move it. It's super hardy. I did bring a little shovel just in case, but it should be fine. Oops, there. Nate's going to get a saw at his dad's house, so we might end up doing doing that in a different movie because before he grabs the saw, he has to finish using the saw at his sister's house for something. So we'll see how long that takes him. I've been meaning to move a lot of this creeping Jenny anyway. You can see I've got like a rock wall right here trying to hold it up, and it's just creeping right over it, which is fine. I think it's beautiful, and then I just keep pulling from it and using it in other spots in my garden. Free plants. Alright, that might do for now. Let's go put this down and see where we're at. Loosen this up a little. Always love the looks of this on this little point. It provides so much color. There, I should go back and get some bigger rocks to put here for this border. There we go. And let's see, we got a little bit more. Put it on the other side. Gotta keep it away from that heuchera. A little. There, that looks pretty. And whatever is just like laying on the ground will kind of create its own little roots. See that? And so you literally can just lay it on the ground and it will root in. A pretty cool plant. All right, well that section looks a lot better. Wow, way better. Let's finish up cutting the hosta. I've got little hosta to cut there. I think that one's called Miss America. And then I've got a couple of blue angels up here I gotta cut, and then I think that'll be done for the day unless Nate makes it back in time and we can do the pathway. Right there. It's pretty much done. These actually look kind of cool. I'll show you what they look like close up after they all dropped the seed. But it won't look this cool the whole time. It will start turning brown. But I thought that was kind of neat. Like the red on there. not gonna be able to pull that one. I'll have to dig it out later when it goes dormant. Oh, missed one. Well, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope that you had a good time just kind of watching me clean this up. I've been watching the chipmunks out here. Did you see him? Oh, they are hilarious. I've been sitting on my deck and they're going back and forth, and just like chasing each other out here. It's really fun to watch. But I got the Astopi nice and cleaned up, so that's looking good. And I actually cleaned the cement patio off and my cushions because we're gonna have a pool party tomorrow. I don't know if I told you that. It is getting a little bit darker, but we'll just go up here and look at a couple more things. All the hostas look great. This section is looking a little better. And the camera looks a little weird. The colors look weird out here right now, but it is, the sun is going down, so sometimes it catches weird light. It is looking a lot better. Yeah, it looks kind of strange, the lighting. And this is nice and cleaned up. Got the hosta trimmed up. And it's looking really great. We'll do a little bit more cleaning at another time. Wow, look at how pretty these are. Again, it's a little later in the day. I sat by the pool for a little bit. We had dinner. Nate did a project for me, which I'll show in my next movie. It was kind of a surprise. I didn't know he was doing it, but I came up from sitting at the pool and I was like, what are you doing? And he did something for me in my garden, so it was pretty nice, pretty sweet. So anyway, we'll see that next. But anyway, that's why I'm out here a little bit later in the night as the sun kind of goes down behind the clouds. So I hope that you guys had fun just walking around, chatting with me, and kind of gardening in real time, cleaning things up, cutting things back, pulling weeds out, and taking care of poison ivy. That's pretty much a day in the life over here in the gully. So I hope to see you guys next time. Bye.